tech help, but hey, Investing and Trading Live is our new show here on Fridays from noon to 1 with the president of Online Trading Academy, Josh Lilquist, and certainly enjoyed our first segment with Josh. Let me give you the phone number real quick to Online Trading Academy. It's 888-682-6466. Again, 888-682-6466. And if you're just getting in the car, turn on the radio. Josh just gave out a very simple way that you can attend a free class. You will get 2 tickets. You simply have to text investing to 210-210, and you will get 2 tickets for an upcoming class. Now, Josh, for the break, you talked about some of these income strategies, and here's one thing too that I've always appreciated through all the years that we worked with Online Trading Academy is this, and you mentioned this in the previous segment with the YouTube, all these promises made and everything. This would kind of be like a doctor giving you a medication and saying, "I promise you this will heal you." And you don't know if the person's ever going to take the medicine, right? You don't
Mm-hmm.
know if they're going to abide by the guidelines that you give them to stay healthy, all the things. So I've also always appreciated, and just the way you guys have presented this. Hey, there are patented methods. You guys are tried and proven and all that, but people still got to do the work. And, there are no really guarantees in anything, but I think what we can say is, hey, come to the class, take a look at why you guys call these patented and true methods, right?
Correct. Yeah, the great thing, you actually brought up a great topic there, a great comment is, there is no guarantees in the markets. But what you can do is put the odds and
Mm-hmm.
probabilities in your favor. You think of it as, I like to describe it kind of as a casino. By the way, a lot of people think trading and investing is actually gambling. Well, if you don't have a strategy and you're just guessing, yeah, they're correct. But if you have a strategy, you want to be the casino. You want to put your odds in your favor. I believe the stat for blackjack was it 52-48 on the casino side. And if the odds are just barely skewed in the casino favor. So that's what we want to do in trading and investing is have the odds in our favor and add probabilities into your trades and investments. So that way
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to be right every time. One of the things that we teach is a win risk ratio, and that is just to make sure you don't have to be right because you're not going to be right every single time. But if you
Right.
have those odds and then have proper risk management put in there, you just
Mm-hmm.
let the math work out, and you don't have to be a math genius to trading and investing. We actually have a proprietary platform that actually will guide you through your trades and investments, and it'll actually tell you, believe it or not, if it's an investment that follows your trade plan or it doesn't. So you really do, as you mentioned, you gotta put the
Wow.
odds in your favor and the probabilities, and then just put low risk, high reward, high probability entry points in the markets, which is typically at or near a turn in price.
Sure, absolutely. All right, let's go back to these income strategies. And I love that word because, again, it is a strategy. And without a plan, very few things go well.
Hmm. Yeah, I believe what is that saying? A plan without or a goal without a plan is just a wish, right?
Absolutely.
But yeah, a lot of people that are looking for income strategies. I mean, as we talked about in the first segment, things are not getting cheaper right now. We have inflation that is continuing to go up. You have gas prices that are still high. So people are searching for strategies to have extra income to kind of combat a lot of that. So a lot of people are actually searching at the market. I mean, a lot of people listening to the show probably have been thinking about, hey, what type of income strategy can I do, but still be able to have time with my family, be able to be home, or maybe just use an internet connection, because that's really all you need in the markets is an internet connection. So there's a couple different assets that a lot of people like to use for income strategies. Futures would be the first one. And by the way, futures are like your commodities, your gold, oil, silver, S&P 500, the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, and they it has a couple different benefits that stocks actually don't have. The first
Hmm.
one would be it has leverage. Now, what does that mean? Basically, what leverage means is you can control a much larger asset with a smaller amount of capital. So a good example for that would be a mortgage on a home. You can take a small down payment, say a small $50,000-$100,000 down payment, and you can control that $500,000-$600,000 house. That's leverage. Well, you can do that same thing in the financial markets with futures, forex, and options. So, by the way, you don't need that 50 or 100 grand. You can take a smaller amount of capital, and basically the broker just ties it up. It just, you're not required to use it all, but it just ties it up. And so you can use that and control much more in the futures market. That's a great thing about leverage is people that don't have a ton of money, like with stocks, you need at least 20, 30, 40, 50 grand to do anything with it. You can
Right.
start with much less. Most brokers will require anywhere from 3 to 5,000 to get started, but you're not using or risking that whole 3 to 5,000. Same thing with the forex market. That's the currency market. The U.S. dollar, the Japanese yen, the Swiss franc, the New Zealand dollar, Great Britain pound. So you can actually trade those, and they're traded as a pair that also has leverage, up to 50 to 1 leverage. So for an example, if an investor has $2,000 to invest, that $2,000 will act like $100,000 in the forex market because you have 50 to 1 leverage. So you're essentially being more capital efficient. So that's the great thing about futures and forex. Also, there's another benefit with those two in particular. They're open 24 hours a day. So stocks are open 7:30 until 2 o'clock Mountain Time. So most people that work during the day, it's kind of a struggle because you can't really sneak off and go make some trades while you're at work. I don't think your boss would like that, right?
Right.
So they're open at night. So people have the opportunity to trade and invest at night. That way they can do things and still have time with their family. And we'll talk about a little bit later how to place your trades and investments and let the computer work for you. But by the way, we have these investing classes. If people want to learn more about futures and forex and income strategies with those, trade at night, you can just text the word investing to the number 210-210. That's text investing to the number 210-210 for 2 free tickets for this investing class right here in Denver.
All right. And I think this is such a great thing because education, and they always say knowledge is power, but I think we've heard a lot of these terms that you've talked about, but I think most of us, unless we're an accountant or some kind of tax person, hadn't really had that understanding told to us. And that's one thing I think so many people that go and trust some just financial planner. And I have found, and I don't know if you have, with just conversations you've had with your students, but a lot of it, you say, well, what are they doing? I don't know. What are they doing with your money? Where do you have it? I don't know.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
And so I mean, and I guess, hey, if they can lose it for me too, at least why not? Why can't I be in control? And is a little bit about this or a lot about this with the whole concept and mission of online trading academy of giving you control again?
Yeah, that's a big thing. We talk a lot about in one of my other shows, on my podcast is the 3 C's, and control is one of those. But I want to bring up something that you brought up that was very interesting. Is you said knowledge is power, and that's what a lot of people think. It's actually not. You need the skills because knowledge without application will do nothing for you.
True.
That way, as you mentioned, people are looking for more control. There is so much. There's so many things that people just put to the wayside and let somebody else do. And think about this for 1 second. Most people give their life savings, their hard-earned money that they worked for maybe 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, and they give it to a stranger to manage.
Yeah.
Right? Think about just, if you're listening right now, think about that for a second. And so if you're looking for more control, you have to, obviously, you got to learn how to do it first. You don't just want to go in the market and just guess. And that's where that knowledge and then application comes in to build those skills to gain more control in your accounts. Because I do believe that's what a lot of people, I've actually talked to a lot of these people that come to these investing classes. And I always say, what brought you in, or why are you here? And a lot of them say, like you mentioned there, I don't know what's going on with my accounts. I'm giving my money to my broker or advisor, and they don't contact me. They don't give me any insight. I just look at a statement once a year, and I just hope which hope is not a strategy,
Yeah, that is.
that things go well and people can
Mhm.
retire. And as we probably know, and you probably know as well, that we have a retirement crisis. People are struggling to retire. So I
Right.
believe having more control in your financial future, I mean, because if you think about it this way too, who's going to have your best interest in your money? You or you, right?
Yeah, no
So
doubt.
that's a great comment you made there about control and just people not knowing what's happening. So you just all you have to do is just get into and involve with the right people and that have been in the markets that know what they're doing, and just ask questions. Hey, well, how does this happen? Why does this do this? And it really starts there.
Right. Yeah, and I told a friend the other day that we're going to be doing the show with you on Fridays here, noon to one, and he said, "Well, ask him this." He goes, "Ask him, tell him my timing is perfect because I always buy and sell at exactly the wrong time."
That is what a lot of people do because it's guessing, right? Most people just guess in the market.
Sure.
Yep.
Man, for sure. Josh Lilquist is our guest. If you're just joining us, President Online Trading Academy here in Denver. Hey, here's the first thing you need to invest is some time. All right. Invest in yourself. And I think you ought to do that in your health and in your money. All right. So invest just a couple of hours here by texting investing 210 210. That's the number. And you will get 2 tickets to a class absolutely free of charge. And you mentioned earlier in our first segment there, Josh, a lot of these real estate people, anybody wants to teach you something, hey, yeah, they want to help you, but they also want to charge you. Okay. And it seems they may walk out of the seminar completely well. And whether you use it or not, hey, it doesn't change their life. You guys have a much different concept here because you're already investing in us by giving us this, couple hours to just see if it's for us. Hey, it's not for everybody, and I think you'd be the first one to say that.
You're right.
But you know what? If you are serious about getting control and understanding, and that may be a lot of it, folks, just understanding about the money and the markets and what's going on. Josh, can you ever think in your lifetime and of when we've had so much unknown than we have over these last 24, 30 months? I mean,
There's
about
a
everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty right now, and that's the problem is when people feel uncertain about things, they do nothing. And especially in their finances, I think a lot of people are putting it to the wayside as far as their finances. So now is the time to take charge in your finances. Don't push it off or procrastinate.
Absolutely. You're listening to Investing and Trading Live, a new show here on KLZ 560, noon to 1 during our Haystack Help Hour. And we are thrilled to have Josh Lilquist back with us, once again, president of Online Trading Academy in Denver. Folks, don't wait. Hey, maybe you've been thinking about this for a long time. Make the text now. Text the word investing to 210 210. Get your 2 free tickets. And Josh, what are we going to hit next?
I think on the next segment, I want to cover some retirement strategies. A lot of people that are planning to retire, probably listening right now, or have retired, and they want to be able to have more longevity in their accounts and have that money last longer. So when we come back, we'll talk about more investing and trading strategies within a retirement account.
All right, that sounds great. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Josh Lilquist, president of Online Trading Academy here in Denver.